Hello and welcome to Channel Sport this morning. It's great to have you join us again. I am Taya Salam. This is what the show looks like. Starting off with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, 16 players are in camp in Lagos ahead of Thursday's World Cup qualifier against the Central African Republic. We've got all of the updates coming from the Super Eagles camp for you in the course of the program. Also in sport this morning, Emil Doka, that's the former D Tigers forward, has made a winning start to his tenure as a coach of the Boston Celtics with a very narrow victory over the Orlando Magic in their first preseason game of the season. Also on sport this morning, the journey to the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics begins today for Nigerian curlers in Turkey. All right, that's join us and try and stick with us for these and more on the show. But we're going to start with Nigeria's journey or campaign to the Olympics. That's the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics for next year. I've got the president of the Nigeria Curling Federation with me, Damola Daniels, and he's going to be telling us everything we need to know about this new sport, in quotes, as they attempt to qualify for the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics. Damola Daniels, good morning. It's great to have you on the show.
It's my pleasure to be here with you guys on Channels TV in the beautiful city here in Lagos, right?
Yes.
Nigeria.
Indeed, indeed. We've had you on the show several times, but that's been virtually, Skype, then Zoom. So it's great to have you, physically present in our studios right here in Lagos.
Thank you, Tayo. I'm most delighted to be here.
I know. It's exciting times for curling, definitely in the country. That's because the qualifiers is going to start today, as a matter of fact. Before I get into all of the nitty-gritty concerning Nigerian curlers and the attempts to qualify for the Winter Olympics, let us give you what the draw looks like for the country in Turkey, who they're going to be playing and when they're going to be playing, and all of that. So starting with the mixed doubles. Yeah, Nigeria's going to be action in the mixed doubles. In Group A is Belarus. There's also Latvia, Lithuania, Portugal, and Slovakia. In Group B, there's Brazil, Kazakhstan, Nigeria, Slovenia, and Turkey. While Group C has Australia, Belgium, Denmark, Mexico, and Chinese Taipei. That's for the mixed doubles. In the men's singles, Nigeria will also be attempting to qualify for the Winter Olympics. They are in Group B as well. But in Group A, there's Brazil, Kazakhstan, Chinese Taipei, and Turkey. While in Group B is Nigeria, the Czech Republic, Finland, Hungary, Nigeria, and Slovenia. Group C has got Belgium, Spain, Estonia, Latvia, Romania, and Slovakia. So that's what it's looking like for Nigerian colors as they try to qualify for the Winter Olympics that's going to hold next year in Beijing. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed to see how they navigate this particular scenario, because a lot of the countries that are featuring are very good sides when it comes to curling. We're seeing pictures are coming from the home-based curlers as well, so they're not being left out. And that's why Damola Daniels is in the studio, is going to be telling us all their plans to continue to develop this sport, especially at the grassroots. But before we get to the grassroots, Damola, today, D-Day for Nigeria as they attempt to qualify for the Winter Olympics. What do you have to tell us about that? Their chances, how they're doing, preparations-wise and all.
Well, kudos to my team mixed double for Nigeria. TJ Cole and Suzy Cole will be, flying the flags of the country today, 7 p.m. precisely. They're already in Erzurum, Turkey.
Right.
They had their practice section yesterday, and they are doing well. What we needed to do was, make do with what we have and then see what we can make out of it. But one thing is sure, we're going to qualify the country for 2022 Olympics. And they've been training hard. They're in Denver, Colorado. And also we've been watching footage of others, to make it possible for us to get into the game and then, exhibit our game plan. I think the team is in high spirit. I spoke with them this morning,
Right.
yesterday, at all time. Though I'm not there with them today, I'm here in the country trying to see the home base, trying to, put them through on what to do on the floor coiling. But also, as well, I'm going to be with the team in Kazakhstan. But for now, I just need to focus on the home front and what we are doing here currently, soliciting for wares and how we can get funds, to support this team, because we have almost three events to go. And also we have about 3 countries to visit.
Right.
Now, Turkey, thereafter in November, Kazakhstan. After that, also in Scotland as well. So we have the mixed 2, we have the male team, then the female team comprises of the home base. So now, in this particular championship in Izrom, Turkey, we have the mixed doubles and the male team who's going to be playing. And that's going to cost us a lot. And basically, everybody knows that our coaches are European as well and Canadians as well. So that's going to, engulf a lot.
It for free.
Not for free. You got to pay their tickets. You got to pay their accommodation, feeding allowances, and so on. So that costs us money.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, money is a problem when it comes to sports generally in the country. We'll get to that much later on. But before then, still talking about the Turkey pre-Olympic qualification event. Nigeria's chances, what are they playing first today?
Our first game is against, I think...
Is it Brazil, Kazakhstan?
Yeah, Brazil also.
Okay.
Today, 7 p.m. Nigerian time.
Okay.
Then after that, we have the next day and the following day as well.
And so it's still the same old, in quote, tried and trusted partnership of TJ and Susanna Cole,
The
right?
Dynamo. I call them the Dynamo pairs.
That's what they go by now.
Because, one beautiful thing about our sport is when we started the sport, it was myself, the Secretary General, being my wife. So, the only person you can trust most to, get it done for you is your partner. And that's what is working out for them.
I see. I like that comparison. Makes sense. So we wish TJ and Susanna Cole all the best as they begin their campaign to qualify for the Beijing Winter Olympics in Beijing next year. So we wish them all the best. So let's carry on with the conversation now. It's very important. TJ and Susanna Cole obviously are based out of the country, so things are a bit more easier for them to get done. But what about the guys in Nigeria? I know you've said over and over again that you will not neglect the Nigerian curlers, and that's the main reason why you're even in the country. We've seen pictures are coming from the floor, curling, that you're trying to improvise, so just to make sure these guys are in tune with the way the sports is played before they eventually get on ice. Tell us more about that. Of course, I know you mentioned the funding issues already.
Some time ago in your show via Skype, I said, and I quote, you were the presenter and Austin Okonakpan.
Right.
I said, I want this sport to rival football in the country. I mean it with every inch, every sweat in me. Now, for this sport to grow, we can't but focus more on the home front. That is the major reason why we brought the sport to the country.
Right.
Now we have players in the diaspora, a lot of them. But for the sport to grow in this country, we just have to focus more on the home front. So that's why you see us, we are putting everything we can to make sure that we develop the home front. And basically, we are taking the home front coilers for the Kazakhstan pre-qualification game. Bulk of them are the female team, and at least 2 male.
Okay, I see. So because I noticed for the pre-Olympics qualification in Turkey, there's no female team for that one. So you're deciding to take the home-based curlers for the Kazakhstan events. That's what you're saying?
Right, right.
That's awesome.
The reason is that, like I promised that, look, we're going to be making sure that the home front are represented. Now we are improvising for them as of now, trying to use what we have, the floor coiling, to make do of the techniques we can, impute in them. So when they get out to the main ice there, they have about maybe 3 days ice time.
Yeah,
what we wanted to do was to, send them out for training tour. But because of the funding, we had to, improvise to make sure that the fundings that were supposed to be used for the training tour, we now use it for the championship because we don't have fundings. All the fundings they've been seeing, it has been from me my other executives as well, and my, yours truly, my partner, which everybody knows, the Secretary General of the Federation. So we have been the one funding the Federation to this level. So that's why we had to, make do with what we have in order for them to, to get to the ice and then see what can come out of it. But we believe that impossible takes a little longer.
Indeed, you just got to keep pushing. And in terms of support, obviously, you said it all. Everything is being done by you and your team to get to the level that you are now. What about support from the ministry, from the NOC? Because by extension, you're going to be representing not only your federation, the country as well. So if you make it to the Olympics, that's going to be historic. We saw it at the last Winter Olympics when the bobsled skeleton team made it, and the whole country celebrated like they were part of the journey.
But good enough, I'm a straight shooter, I'm a straight talker.
Right.
I'll say straight. No support from the ministry.
None.
NOC, none. Now,
Why is that? Have you been in touch with them?
I have a letter delivered to the office of the minister. I have a copy from my staff. You understand? The truth be told, we all bleed red worldwide. This is a green and white color of the country. We are flying there. Not Mr. Damola, Daniel, nor the SecGen or the technical crew or the board of the federation. This is the country. The national anthem says, some stanza says, Nigeria score. And we obeyed. And what is the country now doing in response to that as well? Should we now qualify tomorrow, they will now come and be, playing their drums on our feet or what? This is the issue concerning the country, not an individual. They should also say, oh, what do you guys need from our own end so that we can know what to do for you guys? Now, diplomatically, we will need their, the support. The almighty federal government has got everything it takes to do everything. But now we are going out there on our own. Should anything happen to any of the players, what will happen? Diplomatically, otherwise, they know that we exist. They know that we are, portraying the image of the country positively. And above all, this is a country without no ice. We are ranked far ahead of other European countries. Yet, we are here now, soliciting for funds, help from them, from everywhere. We ain't getting nothing. Wow. This is not fair for the country.
Hopefully, the authorities are listening and will do right eventually before it's all said and done for the Nigerian curlers as they once again attempt to qualify for the Winter Olympics, which is going to be historic because for a Nigerian country, for an African country to qualify for the curling.
We are the only one.
Events of an Olympics.
Africa. Yeah.
There you go. It'll be a major milestone in history for the country. So, like I said, hopefully the authorities are listening and will do the right thing before it's too late. You want to say something before we carry on?
Yeah, Tayo, let me also give them a shocker here. But because of our efforts, collectively from Nigerian Curling Federation, Africa has been given a slot in the next Youth Winter Olympics.
All right.
Who's going to fly the flags of Africa? Basically, Nigeria. And we've started our programming for that now because we signed an invitational program with Canada, which is going to commence from 2022 to 2025. Now, we've started already. See, look, sports has everything it takes to develop a country.
Absolutely.
But what are we doing in the country to make this happen? We shouldn't be looking at the king of sports, which is football or basketball. Or we have just 2 ice sport federations in the country, bobsled and skeleton and curling. Now we should also encourage, because there are still many more to come. So if we must win medals at every Olympics, we should diversify from football.
I totally agree. You got to diversify. There's no doubt about it. We're seeing other sectors as well too. But in case you're not aware, a lot of these other sports and federations are facing similar challenges as well too.
It's a simple solution.
Yeah, in terms
just
of
give them autonomy. Then you, the sport administrator, there make the policies. That's how it works outside the country. Then they can be able to make something happen. You understand?
Totally
diversify. Okay, look at our sports, for example. We've been running for 2017. Yet we've been making a mark for the country. No sponsors, no nothing. But yet we're still growing. And we're still expanding. Now, 2024, the Youth Olympics, we're going to be there. But we've started making preparation. So this is how it works in the Western world. They are doing their bit on terms of, but they should bring in the technocrats that knows how to, make this happen for sports.
Indeed. Damola, I know you have a lot to say. And yeah, still talking about the youth program. You're going to go for the Youth Olympics, right? That's going to be in 2024. That's fantastic. And secondly, I hear there's going to be an African curling championship as well too in December. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, that African Floor Curling Championship is our own initiative. I think the world body has sanctioned it as well.
Okay.
Because when we started in 2017, recognized in 2018, we were charged with the responsibility of spreading the sport across Africa. So myself and the Secretary General are spearheading that. Then we proposed this idea to them. They welcomed it. The equipment, as we speak, has been imported to the country,
awesome.
cleared by us as well. But we're trying to put some few final touches into what is going to happen.
Okay.
We have about 5 countries coming in. We have Gambia, Senegal, South Africa, Kenya, the latest one to join the WCF, and we, the host country, Nigeria. Because we already helped Kenya to come into the fold of WCF, that's World Curling Federation, as a member nation. But they are not playing nation yet because we have to go back there now and train them as well, introduce the sport, the technical knowledge and everything to them. Then the world body will come in as well to help as well. So it has been fantastic for us on the floor curling. I think we're going to have it if everything goes well, because all letters is going to still go through Olympic Committee and the Ministry of Sport, just for the record, so that they won't say we didn't do the needful.
All right, that's very important, and I'm glad that you are going down that route. You've talked about all of the challenges, funding, major problem, facility as well too is major, is a nice sport. And there was a time when you talked about developing your own facility somewhere in Calabar, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what's the latest with that one?
I just got back from Calabar about 2 days ago. I was in Cross River State to see what is going on there. But let's talk about the facility now. From day one, we wrote a letter to the Ministry of Sport requesting for land. They turned us down. Now, this facility is not meant for us, for crying out loud. It's for the citizenry. The facility is going to be used by other kind of ice sport. We are trying to, we want to make Nigeria the capital of ice sport. If they allow us, no enabling environment for that. Now, they turn us down. What do we need to do? We have to go and buy a property somewhere far off
Lagos.
in Cross River.
So you wanted to do the Lagos coast, right?
Yes. We applied for a land behind the National Stadium, which we know they have a facility, a landmass there. They said because we are not under the Ministry of Sport. This is not about who is who. It's about developmental program. We don't own the land. We own the facility in terms of using it to train people. The land belongs to the government, which is directly Ministry of Sports. So that alone is we also developing sport structurally wise. Now look at it. We're going to have 2 sides of the rings. One for dedicated curling. The other one is going to be used by other ice sport. And that alone is the first of its kind in the entire African region, which is going to create more tourism, more exchange for the country. So I see no reason why they shouldn't do that. But going further, we've started doing our thing. We cleared our land, fencing it, doing everything we can, raising funds the best way we can. The architectural designs are on ground, everything. So we're still pushing for the facility to be developed.
So I just want to take you back to the reason that was given that you're not under the Ministry of Sports. What does that mean?
We applied in quotes. We have it on record. Because what they believe is,
you're not under the Ministry of Sports.
Once you're not a recognized federation under the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport.
Why are you not?
We applied, we are waiting for them, so I could show you
you got the documentation.
Everything submitted to them, and also acknowledged since, I think, 2019 or thereabouts. Wow. So we don't know what is up, but the truth be told,
just to wrap up now,
we are doing the right thing, so we don't flinch.
Interesting, Damola. I know we can go on and on and on because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the sports of curling and its developments in the country. But we're going to have to leave that conversation for some other time. I know you'll be back in the country soon again, and we'll take it from where we're leaving it. So I want to thank you very much for your time. I wish you all the best, the team all the best today. as they, begin their campaign to qualify for the Beijing 2022 Winter
Like we
Olympics.
said, the impossible takes a little longer. So everybody there, support Nigerian Curling Federation. We look forward to making the country proud, and definitely we shall deliver to the country. Thank you all, and we love the country. That's why we are here to serve. The country calls, and we are obeying.
Indeed. Thank you very much for your time again. But we got to let you go now. See you soon. We need to go on a break. Guys, just stick with us. When we come back, Enel Bong Monday will be joining us for the rest of the stories across the amazing world of sports. Join us again. Welcome back to Channel Sports this morning. Enel Bong Monday is in the studio now. We're going to be talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria and their preparations for the World Cup qualifier against the Central African Republic. Ini, good morning. It's great to have you again.
Yeah, good morning, Tyre. Very good to be here. And barnstorming session you had.
Indeed.
It was very interesting. And I totally agree with his sentiments. I've always thought that there's an over-concentration on football around here. And we need to diversify, because when we go to the Olympics, for instance, we went to the Olympics the last time, and our football teams were not there.
They didn't qualify.
And they didn't qualify. And it always looks like without football, we can't win. We win medals at global meets like that. And I totally agree with him. We need to diversify in a very, very good way in terms of getting to explore other sports, because in the last Olympics, I saw what Egypt, the Tunisians, the South Africans are always doing, and they're getting medals in swimming. Medals in lots of sports that we don't give that kind of concentration. So curling, it might look unpopular around here, but I think it's an area we can explore.
Why not?
Anything to get medals at the Olympics, anything to get medals at global meets. So I totally agree with his sentiments, and I hope that the powers that be, the people who run our sports, will take this more seriously than they're doing at the moment.
That's the hope, and that's what we all hope for curling and every other lesser sport out there in quote, because we've seen that come major competitions like the Olympics or the World Championships, these countries win the same medal as football. It doesn't really matter. The medal is not different from what they give footballers.
Exactly.
So let's leave it at that for now. Let's